Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I pray that all of you are safe and healthy along with your family members. You know what I'm gonna say. If you are not already subscribed, pause this video and press subscribe down below. Along with that, hit the bell notifications link so you guys know when a new video goes up. All that being said, here we are still quarantined. It is the middle to the end of April. This is becoming our new normal. And I pray that everyone's kind of settling with that. I know for the first couple weeks, it was very, very uneasy, unsettling. Things were uncertain and still are. But I just think that a lot of us are kind of just saying, okay, this is where we are. We got to figure out a way to make it work. And that's that. A lot of you guys have been messaging me about, you know, what devotional do I read? How do I stay close to God? All that kind of stuff. And I wanted to do a video just showing you guys my resources and what I do and read on the daily. I do believe that this time right now in my heart, I mean, of course, anxiety has its days and, you know, get frustrated day to day, but I do believe that God already knew all of this was going to happen, and he was very intentional about, you know, wanting us to draw close to him. And I feel like there's nothing else you can do right now. A lot of us are working. Some people don't have jobs and have been laid off and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that the only thing that we can do to really keep us sane right now is draw closer to God. The year started off crazy and it's getting crazier by the month. But I believe that God is kind of leading us to where, like, and I always say this, he gets you to a point where all you can do is just depend on him and draw nigh to him, read his word, see that all of this was already spoken for. Like, it literally says in the Bible that times like this were going to happen. So I feel like, you know, we can be intentional about this time and use it to get closer to him, dig into the word, because if you're anything like me, a lot of us fall off here and there. Even some of the devotionals and things that I share with you guys, I had for years on years, and I fell off with doing them daily. Like the longer ones, I'm like, all right, let me just read my little quick devotional, say my quick prayer. And I don't believe that God was pleased with that. Like, give me my time, you know, just as intentional as you are with other things in your life, be that intentional with me. I've been convicted, and I believe that what better time than now to get closer to him, to hear his voice, get realigned with his purpose for your life and whatnot. So without further ado, I'm just gonna give you guys, this is totally like nothing scripted or anything, but I wanted to show you guys my devotionals that I read on the daily. And the first one that I get asked about every single day is the Joyce Meyer Power Thoughts app. So this is the one that if you follow me on Instagram, you see I post their excerpt for that day on my story every single day. I have been doing this daily devotional for maybe 2 years now. It is it seems expensive, but it is very worth it. I think it's like $9 now on the app, but it's just a one-time purchase. It's not like monthly, but it's a very, very good devotional. They are very practical, but also give you scriptural background for whatever the small excerpt is for that day. And when I tell you guys, those are like always on point. Like whatever I'm feeling that day, she be on it. I don't know if God be whispering like this person needs this, but it is always on point. So I would recommend you guys getting that. Another one that I posted about years ago, maybe even like 3-4 years ago, is the Daily Walk Bible. And I love it because it's like actual like meat. It gives you the specific day and it pretty much summarizes what you're about to read in the chapter. So it takes you through the Bible, the full Bible, in a year. By the time you get back to where you started, you have read the entire Bible. So it gives you what you're going to read and kind of tells you what to look for in those chapters, which is really good for me because I'm the type of person, like, I need some sort of guidance. Like, I can't just open the Bible and just start reading because one, I just get confused, flustered. It's like in the middle of wherever, and it's just hard to follow. I'm one of those people who, when you used to open the Bible, you would like immediately get tired or get sleepy because it's just like too much to really follow if it's not something that you've already read or heard stories of over and over again. But this is the most amazing Bible. Really, if you want to get through the Bible and learn about, you know, things and hear other perspectives. Because I remember, I don't know if it was last year or what, but I was reading and it was in the book of Job. And, you know, everybody knows the story of Job and all that he's gone through. And I was reading it in the chapters, like the actual, like reading the full book through. And I called my mom, like, all this time I thought that Job never doubted God. He never did this, all this stuff. And all this time he did at the end. And I was like, I thought there was at least one person in the Bible that literally just never questioned God. And it almost was like, I don't know, you just hear stuff in a different way, and it's so relevant because you're like, okay, so I'm not the only one that like sometimes it's like, God, what are you doing? Like, I do this, that, and this and that, which, mind you, God is not who he is based off of what we are doing and what we're not doing. But, you know, sometimes your human side is like, I try my hardest to do this right, and this right, and you still make me go through stuff. But that's just how it is. And when you read the word and dig into the word, it really makes you, or settles your spirit with yourself and what you're going through. Because it's like, all right, everybody who was anybody in the Bible had to do their fair share of struggle, their fair share of, you know, hurt and pain. So I'm gonna get through this. If they got through that, which was 1,000 times worse, then I can get through this. So anyways, this is a very, very good devotional. It is on my Amazon shop, my Amazon store. So you guys can easily click it, and I'll put the link down below. But you guys should definitely get this Bible. It is very, Cooper, you wanna read your word, son? It is very meaty and will get you through the entire Bible in a year. And I mean, why not now? Like, there's literally no reason why we should not be digging in our word right now. Oh, so there are a few Bible plans in the Holy Bible app. I've done like a gajillion of them, but some of my favorites are, I'm actually gonna list them on here and put them down below so you guys can actually go to them. Transformed is the first one. I'm actually doing that one right now. I wanna say it's by Pastor Rick Warren. Another one is Keys to a Blessed Life, which is absolutely incredible and convicted me about everything in my life. I think a lot of times we try to take control. We think our careers are just so important. And if we do this, this, and that, and I am a very like A plus B equals C. If I do this, I put the work in, I grind it out, then like there's no reason why I shouldn't be successful. And I've been convicted about that time and time again, because God is like, yes, I want you to put in the work, but like, you don't have to burn yourself out. Like, I can do my work. Like, let me do my part and what I promised you that I would do, as long as you sought me and stayed in my face and put me at the front of everything. You don't have to work as hard. And I think that that's something that I have like a daily struggle with. But Keys to a Blessed Life is definitely something that helped me with that. Another one is Daring Faith. Basically puts you to the test. Like I said, God says, trust me with the big stuff. Like, stop confining him to what we think is possible in our minds. And it really tests your faith and shows you that, you know, God is so much bigger than what we think. Like, he can do so much more than our little minds and brains can even conjure up. And that devotional really helps you with that. Another one is Love God Greatly, Growing Through Prayer. That's another one where, you know, sometimes we just feel really distant from God. You know, we get busy with life and we just be here and there and doing that and this, and forget to really give him his intentional, dedicated time, you know, to seek his face, to talk to him, to hear his voice. And even sometimes we're just too much, you know, listing out our needs from him to really even hear his voice back. And that devotional really helps with that. Another one is Loving God Greatly, Fear and Anxiety. And I feel like that's something huge that is needed right now. I mean, just anxiety is a thing, and I have to constantly, daily stay in the word so that it doesn't take over my life. I mean, a lot of people are like, you know, if you have anxiety, then that means you doesn't trust God. That's not real. We are human, and God, you know, he created us the way we did. But in order for us to stay sane and to battle and fight these things and win over them, we have to stay in his word. And that devotional really helps, because with all this uncertainty, honestly, I feel like that's probably the first one everybody should read. With all this uncertainty, you know, sometimes it can get overwhelming. Like, we're human, and that really, really helps with it. I also wanted to share some of my favorite pastors and sermons to watch. I'm gonna list them down below, but some of my favorite pastors are Pastor Darius Daniels. He is absolutely incredible, and as somebody who grew up in the church and knows scripture after scripture by heart, and all the different Bible stories and all that kind of stuff, and him being raised in the church as well, it really helps because he provides a different, you know, a different perspective to the scriptures that we know and recite all the time, but we really don't pay attention, or we take the first, you know, the first way that it was taught to us is kind of how it's ingrained in our head. And I love watching him and listening to his services and his teachings, because he is like a Bible theologian. Anyways, he studied Bible theology, and he gives you a very, very different perspective of whatever scriptures and stories that you frequently hear in the Bible and in the Word. Another one is, everybody knows, Pastor Mike Todd. He is amazing because of his practicality. If you just want to hear a straight word without all of the bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff, and just God is saying this is what, you know, he acts it out very practically for you to be able to understand and learn the word and be convicted at the same time. But he does it in a practical way where it is very, very easy to understand, and he knows God. So those are some people that you guys should watch for. Pastor Rick Warren wrote a book, What on Earth Am I Here For? Basically helping you hone into your purpose, your God-given purpose. And I actually forgot to say that he does have this exact like a summary, or, you know, pieces of this book as a Bible plan in the Holy Bible app. But I read this book years ago. I actually want to start it over. It has like a daily walking through of you pretty much honing in on your assignment, your God-given assignment. What are you here for? Why does God, you know, have you where he has you, and all of that kind of stuff. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. Please believe that, you know, all of us have a different journey, and you know, with Instagram and social media being what it is, sometimes you can look at other people's relationship with God and be like, okay, maybe I'm not that, you know, close to him as I thought, or maybe I don't do this enough, or I don't live my life this way. All of our relationships and journeys with God, and it is totally different. And I think sometimes a lot of us just feel so distant because what we're experiencing with God, or what God is taking us through, doesn't look like what somebody else is. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep your own relationship with God. Don't compare yours to anybody else. Let him talk to you. Let him use you in a way that may not make sense to everybody else. Let him take you through the things. Let him trust you with different trials and journeys. I said in a video before how I've gotten to the point where when stuff happens to me and when I go through stuff, I don't even question anymore. I'm just like, well, I thank you for trusting me to take this on and to get through this, and seeing that I'm strong enough. And I know that if you brought it to me, that you've equipped me to be able to get through it. Yes, it may be frustrating. Yes, I may be overwhelmed, but I thank you for trusting me with it. And don't be afraid to share those stories and share those journeys, even if it's different and something that doesn't seem like the typical testimony. Don't be afraid to share it, because somebody is waiting to hear it. Somebody is waiting on you to share what God has shared with you, what God has taken you through, so that they can believe and have faith that they can get through what they're going through specifically. I love you guys. Let me know if you want more videos like this. This is very just random, and I kept getting a bunch of messages, so I was like, I might as well just do a video on it. Use this time to get closer to God. Use this time to really hone in on who you are and realign with your purpose and what he's called you here to do, no matter what that may look like. I want to keep saying that, because a lot of people are like, you know, I feel that I'm called to do this, but it doesn't make sense, and there's nobody in my lane or anybody in the industry that I could really go to because it hasn't been done. Well, maybe that's why he gave it to you. Maybe that's why he gave it to you, so you can set the standard and show somebody else that may be feeling the same exact way, but maybe you are the blueprint. So I just want to encourage you guys to do that. If you guys have questions about specific devotionals, Bible plans, all that kind of stuff, I also have some additional books in my Amazon store. If you check that out, you'll see like a whole gallery of some of my favorite books that I have gotten from Amazon. If you guys have not heard of Maverick City Music on YouTube or on Apple Music, they are absolutely incredible. It's people our age, young people who are just sold out to God and worship him in the purest form. I guess I was kind of late to the party, and I heard about them, and I have been playing them daily. Their Volume 3 album came out, I think, last week. So on Apple Music, grab it. Grab all of them, to be honest. But make sure when you listen to them, you're in somewhere, because you'll probably be on the ground. I like every single day. So check them out if you haven't already. I love you guys. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay in the house, wash your hands. Peace out.